Hey y'all, it's Cam again. So this will be the Senate Torture Report video number 36. Let me get you the actual name. It's like the Senate Select Committee on something interrogations. Hold on. It's the report of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence Committee study of the Central Intelligence Agency's detention and interrogation program. And then after 9/11, many suspected terrorists were detained for extended periods and tortured, according to this report. And we're on page 347. So it says a review of CIA records found no connection between Abu Zubaydah's reporting on Ramzi bin al-Shibh and Ramzi bin al-Shibh's capture. CIA records indicate that Ramzi bin al-Shibh was captured unexpectedly on September 11th, 2002, when Pakistani authorities, redacted, were conducting raids targeting Hassan Gul in Pakistan. While CIA records indicate that Abu Zubaydah provided information on Ramzi bin al-Shibh, there is no indication in CIA records that Abu Zubaydah provided information on bin al-Shibh's whereabouts. Further, while Abu Zubaydah provided information on bin al-Shibh while being subjected to the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques, he provided similar information to FBI special agents prior to the initiation of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques. Prior to the application of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques, during interrogation sessions on May 19th, 2003 and May 20th, 2003, Abu Zubaydah reviewed photographs of individuals known by his interrogators to be associated with the bombing of the USS Cole, as well as the September 11, 2001 attacks. Abu Zubaydah identified a picture of Ramzi bin al-Shibh as al-Shiba and noted that he is always with KSM. Another record of this interrogation stated that showing Abu Zubaydah the photos was done to gauge his willingness to cooperate and provide details about people, the last time he saw them, where they were going, etc. He appeared to be very cooperative, provided details on people they were expected him to know, the collective groups when they departed Afghanistan, where he thinks they may now be, etc. Shortly thereafter, on June 2nd, 2002, an FBI special agent showed Abu Zubaydah the FBI Pent Bomb, whatever, photo book, which contained photographs numbered 1 through 35. A cable states that Abu Zubaydah was volunteering information and was forthcoming and responding directly to questioning. Abu Zubaydah, who was not asked any preparatory questions regarding these photographs, identified photograph number 31, known to the interrogators as Ramzi bin al-Shibh, as a man he knew as al-Shiba, and stated al-Shiba was with KSM in Kandahar. I guess that's what that is, circa December of 2001. Abu Zubaydah stated that al-Shiba spoke Arabic like a Yemeni and noted that al-Shiba was in the media after the September 11, 2001 attacks. In early June of 2002, Abu Zubaydah's interrogators recommended that Abu Zubaydah spend several weeks in isolation while the interrogation team members traveled, redacted, as a means of keeping Abu Zubaydah off balance and allow the team needed time to take or time off for a break and to attend to personal matters, redacted, as well as to discuss the endgame of Abu Zubaydah, redacted, with officers from CIA headquarters. As a result, on June 18, 2002, Abu Zubaydah was placed in isolation. Abu Zubaydah spent the remainder of June of 2002 and all of July of 2002, 47 days in total, in solitary detention without being asked any questions. During this period, Abu Zubaydah's interrogators, redacted, the FBI special agents never returned to the detention site. When CIA officers next interrogated Abu Zubaydah on August 4, 2002, they immediately used the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques on Abu Zubaydah including the waterboard. On August 21st, 2002, while Abu Zubaydah was still being subjected to the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques, a CIA cable noted that Abu Zubaydah was shown several photographs and immediately recognized the photograph of Ramzi bin al-Shibh. Abu Zubaydah described bin al-Shibh as having very dark, almost African-looking skin, and noted that he first met bin al-Shibh after the 9/11 attacks in Kandahar, but added that he did not have in-depth conversations with him. A cable stated that after being shown the photographs of the bin al-Shibh, Abu Zubaydah told interrogators that he was told bin al-Shibh stayed at the same safe house that KSM had established for the pilots and others destined to be involved in the 9/11 attacks. An unaccompanied intelligence cable stated that Abu Zubaydah informed interrogators that he did not know and did not ask whether bin al-Shibh had been involved in the attacks of September 11, 2001, but did state that he believed that bin al-Shibh was one of the operatives working for Mukhtar, aka Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. The information Abu Zubaydah provided while being subjected to the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques was described by CIA interrogators as significant new details. However, the information provided by Abu Zubaydah was similar to information Abu Zubaydah provided prior to the application of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques or was otherwise already known to the CIA. CIA records indicate that as early as September 15, 2001, Ramzi bin al-Shibh was identified as an associate of the September 11, 2001 hijackers who attempted to obtain flight training in Florida. A July 27, 2002 cable from CIA's Alex station provided background information on bin al-Shibh and stated that he was suspected of being the original 20th hijacker, whose participation in the 11 September attacks was thwarted by his inability to obtain a visa to enter the United States. Ramzi bin al-Shibh was also identified as a member of the Hamburg cell that included hijacker Muhammad Atta, and bin al-Shibh was featured in one of the 5 suicide testimonial videos found in December of 2001 at the residence of former UBL, or Osama bin Laden, Lieutenant Mohammed Atef in Afghanistan. None of the above information resulted in Ramzi bin al-Shibh's capture. As detailed below, Ramzi bin al-Shibh was captured unexpectedly during raids in Pakistan on September 11, 2002, targeting Hassan Gul. Prior to Abu Zubaydah's capture, the CIA considered Hassan Gul a first priority raid target based on reporting that Gul has been a major support player within the Al-Qaeda network and has assisted Al-Qaeda and the Mujahideen operatives by facilitating their travel. He's a senior aide to Abu Zubaydah, who was heavily involved in fundraising for a terrorist operation in spring of 2001. Additional reporting noted that Hassan Gul's phone number had been linked to a terrorist operative who is ready to conduct a surgical operation at any time. Excuse me, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Well, excuse me. Well, other reporting indicated that Hassan Gul was working on a program believed to be related to terrorist activity. According to CIA cables, once captured and prior to the initiation of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques, Abu Zubaydah confirmed that Hassan Gul was a high-level Al-Qaeda facilitator who had contact with senior Al-Qaeda members, including Hamza Rabi, whatever, and Abu Musab al-Zarqawi, whatever. Abu Zubaydah also corroborated intelligence and CIA databases that Gul was involved in Al-Qaeda fundraising efforts. During this same period, the CIA continued to receive additional intelligence on Gul from foreign governments, including that Gul was responsible for facilitating the movement of Saudi fighters through Pakistan. As noted, on June 18th, 2002, Abu Zubaydah was placed in isolation and was not asked any questions for 47 days. In early July of 2002, Pakistani authorities and the CIA were continuing their efforts to locate and capture Hassan Gul, a detainee in Pakistani custody. Redacted was providing detailed information to Pakistani authorities on Hassan Gul. Redacted, the detainee in Pakistani custody has been arrested with redacted on May something 2002 during government raids on multiple residents thought to be associated with Al Qaeda. During interviews with Pakistani authorities concerning how to locate and capture Hassan Gul, redacted, a detainee in Pakistani custody, identified redacted, a well-known associate of Hassan Gul in the location, redacted, well-known associate's home. On July something of 2002, seeking to capture Hassan Gul, Pakistani authorities raided the home of the well-known associate of Hassan Gul. When the raid occurred, present at the home was redacted, the well-known associate, and family members of the well-known associate. A redacted providing details on the raid states that redacted, the well-known associate, was interviewed on the spot and was fully cooperative with Pakistani authorities. Redacted, the well-known associate stated that he had not seen Hassan Gul or redacted since June 3rd, 2002, but that he believed they were still in Karachi. According to redacted, the well-known associate, he had already informed Pakistani authorities that Hassan Gul was an Al-Qaeda member. According to a cable, redacted stated that as a result of this reporting on Gul to Pakistani officials, he received a death threat from Hassan Gul, causing Gul to cease coming to the redacted house. CIA records indicate that Pakistani authorities continued to interview the well-known associate in an effort to acquire information and capture Hassan Gul. A CIA cable dated July 2002 stated that the Pakistani government is keying on any information which could get redacted closer to bagging Hassan Gul, specifically through ongoing interviews of the well-known associate of Gul. According to the cable, during one of the interviews, redacted, the well-known associate told Pakistani authorities about an address that Hassan Gul used to reside circa December 2001. Redacted, the well-known associate sent redacted with the Pakistani officials or officers to identify the home. The CIA officers wrote that the location is extremely close to, if not an exact match, to a location where KSM once resided, according to a June 18th, 2002 report from the FBI. The identified home was raided but found empty. The CIA wrote, redacted, are hitting the right places or safe houses, albeit at the wrong time. Our efforts have gotten us closer than ever to at least Hassan Gul. During the meetings between the Pakistani authorities and redacted, the associate provided the Pakistani authorities with a copy of redacted purportedly belonging to Hassan Gul. Redacted. In the same cable, the CIA reported that redacted associate had approached the police for assistance in retrieving redacted, who was redacted, a specific family member of the well-known associate. On July 7, 2002, CTC officers at CIA headquarters wrote that they were reading the cables from the CIA, redacted, noting they were particularly interested in the interview of raid target, redacted, the well-known associate. who admitted, redacted, to his knowledge of Gold's involvement in Al Qaeda activities. The cable stated, recognized that redacted an associate claims his contact with Gold stopped approximately 1 month ago when he reported Gold to the Pakistani authorities. However, given redacted his close association to one of our high interest targets, requests redacted to initiate technical surveillance of the well-known associate's telephone. Hold on. Better not do that now. To determine if they may yield any information on Gold's current whereabouts. CIA records do not indicate if technical surveillance of redacted, the well-known associate's telephone was conducted. According to CIA records, once captured and prior to the initiation of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques, Abu Zubaydah confirmed that Hassan Gold was a high-level Al-Qaeda facilitator who had contact with senior Al-Qaeda members, including Hamza Rabi'a, whatever, and Abu Musab al-Zarqawi. Zarqawi, I couldn't say the name. Abu Zubaydah also corroborated intelligence and CIA databases that Gold was involved in Al-Qaeda fundraising efforts. As noted on June 18, 2002, Abu Zubaydah was placed in isolation and therefore was not questioned on the July 2002 raids on redacted, the associate's home, or the information acquired from the interviews of redacted, the well-known associate, conducted by Pakistani authorities on August 4, 2002. After Abu Zubaydah spent 47 days in isolation, CIA interrogators entered his cell and immediately began subjecting Abu Zubaydah to CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques, including the waterboard. As he had before the use of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques, when asked questions, Abu Zubaydah continued to provide intelligence, including on Hassan Gold. On August 20th, 2002, while still being subjected to the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques, Abu Zubaydah was asked specifically how he would find Hassan Gold. There were no records indicating that Abu Zubaydah had previously been asked this question. In response, Abu Zubaydah provided corroborative reporting that Hassan Gold could possibly be located through redacted, the well-known associate. There are no CIA records indicating that Abu Zubaydah provided information on the location of the associate or the associate's home, which is noted had been raided weeks earlier on July something of 2002 and was already known to the CIA Pakistani authorities. 9 days after Abu Zubaydah referenced redacted, the well-known associate, on August 29, 2002, CIA headquarters asked redacted to request that Pakistani authorities re-interview redacted, the associate, for additional intelligence on Hassan Gold. The next day, August 30th, 2002, redacted informed CIA headquarters that Pakistani authorities were in contact with the well-known associate, but that redacted would nonetheless ask the Pakistani authorities a question, redacted, the associate, again, about Hassan Gold's location. On August 31st, 2002, redacted relayed that Pakistani authorities and redacted believed it was possible that the well-known associate was not being fully truthful in his interviews with Pakistani authorities. On September 3rd, 2002, redacted reported that Pakistani authorities had re-interviewed the associate an unknown number of times, and that the Pakistani authorities noted that at times redacted, the associate contradicted himself. Approximately 1 week later, on September 9th, 2002, Pakistani authorities returned again to the associate's home and interviewed the associate, a specific family member of the well-known associate who had recently returned to redacted's home, the associate's home, whatever. In interviews with Pakistani authorities, Redacted, the specific family member, no other well-known associate, was cooperative and told the Pakistani authorities where Hassan Gul's last apartment was located. Based on the information provided on Gul's apartment, Pakistani authorities conducted a raid but found the apartment empty. Pakistani authorities then located and interviewed redacted a third individual at the apartment complex. From the interview of the third individual, Pakistani authorities learned that while Hassan Gul had vacated the apartment, he was scheduled to return to the complex, redacted. Based on this information, Pakistani authorities placed the complex under surveillance and waited for Hassan Gul to return. On September 10, 2002, Pakistani authorities arrested two individuals believed to be Hassan Gul and his driver outside of the apartment complex. A CIA cable noted that Gul had returned to the apartment to redacted. However, he got more than he bargained for. Another CIA cable stated, interestingly, he denies being Hassan Gul, claiming Hassan Gul is someone else. While redacted are fairly certain we do in fact have Hassan Gul in custody, we would like to make every effort to verify. By September 11, 2002, it was determined that an individual named Muhammad Ahmad Ghulam Rabbani, aka Abu Bader, and his driver were arrested, not Hassan Gul. Abu Bader's driver, Muhammad Madni, was immediately cooperative and told the arresting officers that Abu Bader was a major Al-Qaeda facilitator. He then proceeded to provide Pakistani authorities with information about Al-Qaeda affiliated residences and safe houses in Karachi. Based on the information provided by Muhammad Madni, Pakistani authorities conducted redacted raids in Karachi over the next 2 days. Raids of the initial sites resulted in the recovery of a number of modified electrical switch type mechanisms, modified circuit and game boards, and other miscellaneous wires with alligator clips and battery attachments. On September 11, 2002, additional raids resulted in the arrest of 11 individuals, including Ramzi bin al-Shib. According to CIA records, bin al-Shib initially identified himself as Imar Muhammad Abdullah Bey Imar, aka Abu Ubaida. But the CIA noted this individual strongly resembled pictures of Ramzi bin al-Shib. When asked if he was videotaped in Al-Qaeda videos, he answered yes. Shortly thereafter, the CIA confirmed Ramzi bin al-Shib was the individual in Pakistani custody. Hassan Gul was ultimately captured by foreign authorities in the Iraqi Kurdistan region. On January 7, 2004, Hassan Gul's capture was unrelated to any reporting from the CIA detention and interrogation program. The capture of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. On September 6, 2006, President Bush delivered a speech based on information provided by the CIA and vetted by the CIA that included the following statement. Zubaydah was questioned using these procedures, the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques, and soon he began to provide information on key Al-Qaeda operatives, including information that helped us find and capture more of those responsible for the attacks on September the 11th. For example, Zubaydah identified one of KSM's accomplices in the 9/11 attacks, a terrorist named Ramzi bin al-Shib. The information Zubaydah provided helped lead to the capture of bin al-Shib, and together these two terrorists provided information that helped in the planning and execution of the operation that captured Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. Contrary to CIA representations, there are no CIA records to support the assertion that Abu Zubaydah, Ramzi bin al-Shib, or any other CIA detainee played any role in the planning and execution of the operation that captured Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. CIA Records clearly describe how the capture of KSM was attributable to a unilateral CIA asset or Asset X, who gained access to KSM through redacted, with whom the CIA asset had prior independent connections. Asset X's possible access to KSM through redacted was apparent to the CIA as early as the fall of 2001, prior to his formal recruitment. The CIA had multiple opportunities to exploit Asset X's access to KSM's redacted in 2001 and in 2002 after he was recruited but did not. In February through March of 2003, Asset X led the CIA directly to KSM. The contemporaneous documentary record of this narrative is supported by numerous after-action interviews conducted by the CIA's Oral History Program. As the CIA officer who handled Asset X and who was directly involved in the capture of KSM stated, the operation was a human intelligence op, pretty much from start to finish. Within days after the attacks of September 11, 2001, CTC officers suspected KSM of playing a key role in the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. Shortly thereafter, CTC officers also noted the striking similarities between the September 11, 2001 attacks and the 1993 World Trade Center bombing by KSM's nephew Ramzi Youssef, redacted. On September 26, 2001, the CIA's Alex station issued a cable on KSM and Ramzi Youssef that described extensive derogatory information on redacted. The CIA officer who drafted the September 26, 2001 cable wrote in an email that redacted were associated with terrorists and that redacted probably is close associate of KSM. In a separate email, the CIA officer wrote that at a minimum we should go after redacted. Both emails were sent to CIA officers who a few days later would consider redacted Asset X a potential CIA source whose access to KSM through redacted was readily apparent. Asset X came to the CIA's attention in the spring of 2001. While this is redacted, however, CIA officers did not meet with Asset X until after the September 11, 2001 attacks. On September 28, 2001, Alex Station sent a cable redacted noting that given the events of 11th of September, we are very interested in exploring whatever information Asset X may have with regard to terrorist plans by UBL. The CIA held its first meeting with Asset X on redacted 2001, at which time Asset X indicated that he knew redacted. The cable described the first meeting states that Asset X's knowledge redacted appears to check out and demonstrate some degree of access and knowledge redacted. On something 2001, the cable describing the first meeting with Asset X was forwarded by the drafter of the September 26, 2001 cable on the derogatory information concerning redacted to a number of CTC officers in an email with the subject line RE Asset X information something redacted. The following day, the cable was forwarded again to CTC officers with the subject access to Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. Okay, I'm going to stop here and see if we can get anything else recorded today. But anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye.